For my informative speech, I want to talk about something that I am very passionate about, which is sports. In my last speech, I spoke a little bit about my accomplishments with soccer, but for this speech, I want to talk about another sport that I am very passionate about, which is basketball. First, I'll show my audience. Okay. Although many people know about the sport of basketball, not many people realize how much studying has gone into perfecting the art of shooting a basketball. Countless studies and countless sports scientists have spent hours trying to perfect the art of shooting a basketball. Coaches, players, and trainers worldwide are constantly trying to find the best technique for each player that helps them. However, there are three main keys that every person and every shooter tries to follow. First of those keys is your hand and your arm placement. Next is your leg and your feet placement. And lastly, what a lot of people forget is where you're supposed to look. I have a ball here to help me with my demonstration. So like I said, your hand placement is very important. First, you want your strong hand, which for me, my right hand, on the top of the ball, and then your weaker hand is supposed to be a support hand on the side of the ball. Next, your legs should be slightly bent and shoulder width apart. Lastly, when you're ready to shoot, you want to bring your arm up so that your tricep is parallel with your shoulder and your forearm is perpendicular to your upper arm. This allows you to have a strong follow through when you're ready to shoot. To put it all together, like I said, bend your knees. You're going to follow through with your arm and jump, not too high. This will allow you to have a firm shot that can hopefully go into the rim. According to Breakthrough Basketball, a company for shooting technique, your shooting hand should extend in a straight line to the rim. This is so that you're focusing on where you want the ball to go, which is in the rim. And lastly, a really important thing that you also want to focus on is consistency. A lot of shooters change up their shots from week to week or even from shot to shot, and this is really ineffective. One of the best shooters of all time, Steph Curry, once said, "The best shooters shoot the exact same way every single time they look at the basket." The next key, which I mentioned earlier, is where your eyes should look. A lot of people make the mistake of looking at the ball and following its trajectory after they shoot. This is incorrect. The best trainers and coaches in the world tell their players you want to look at the rim because this is where you want the ball to go. Brian Burrell, a high-level shooting coach of New Age elite sports, tells his players, shooters should always focus on the ring that is in the middle of the rim. Also, another player that I previously mentioned, Steph Curry, he says that he looks where the rim and the net are tied together, which is really difficult to see from the ranges that he's shooting from. But the reason why you want to look at the rim when shooting is because it provides you with where you want the ball to go. You're wanting the ball to go in the rim. You don't want to follow the ball. You want to have, instincts that the ball is going to go into the rim, and you want to see the ball going into the rim. You want to have confidence of that, and this leads me into my last point, which is confidence when shooting. Obviously, when you shoot a lot of baskets, you're going to make a lot, miss a lot, and that's going to happen. In fact, the best players in the world have shooting percentages that are representative of more misses than makes. The best shooting percentage ever is probably in 30s to 40s, which is missing more shots than making. Obviously, 50% would be making the exact same as missing, but they have less than that. But I just wanted to bring a quote from one of the best players of all time named Michael Jordan, who won 6 championships in his career. And he constantly was shooting the basketball because he was the key player. And while shooting, he obviously made some, missed some, but when he retired and he made his Jordan brand, he had a few commercials that were really inspirational, but one stuck out to me the most, and that's the one I wanted to bring up here. In 2012, MJ did a commercial where he said this: "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." So basically what I'm trying to say is, when you're shooting and you're missing or you're making, you shouldn't really let that affect how you play. You want to keep shooting no matter what. And I like to tie this to life, because in life you're going to have setbacks and knockdowns and all that, but it's really crucial that you just keep going and following, like shooting, your technique and following what you know. And eventually you'll start making, and in life you'll start succeeding.